Hey, it's Amanda with Music Game Club, and today I will demonstrate a few ways for how you can use our free download for the 5 Christmas Carol chord charts for various levels of students. We have Away in a Manger, sorry that screen's a little bright, Deck the Halls, Joy to the World, Jingle Bells, and We Wish You a Merry Christmas. And even if your student only knows the piano keys, or even if they don't, they can still use these and y'all can have a very fun sing-along during lessons. So let me show you how. The first ideas are for your young students, the primer students who might not be that comfortable with all of their notes yet. So I have on here 3, they're actually foam pieces that I did because I don't have sticky notes, but if you had little sticky notes, that would be a good place to put them. So most of these have just a few chords. So this is for Away in a Manger, and if you notice I have the C, the F, and the G. And your very beginner students, I mean, they can do the reinforced finger, they don't even have to use certain finger numbers or whatever. And they could do 2 hands, you know, have 1 hand for the C, 1 hand for the F, and 1 hand for the G. So I'm gonna move these because they're a little bit in my way. You got your starting note and you can sing together with them. Away in a manger, no crib for a bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. And you can go through all of them that way. Deck the Halls, starts on a G again, and it also just has C, F, and G. So, deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. And this is a really good one. So there's a lot of them that do F, G, C, the cadence. So that would be something that you can have your student practice a lot. F, G, C, F, G, C. It's on the end of Asleep on the Hay. It's also fa la 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 la. At the end of Joy to the World also, and heaven and nature sing. So there's one fun thing that you can have them like practice. Okay, how fast can you do the F, G, C? So that's how I would do this with your very beginning primer students. For your next level of students, level 1 or 2 students, these are ones I definitely teach chords to. So you can do chords in the root position, C, F, G. For this example, I will do We Wish You a Merry Christmas. And the very easiest way to do it is with a single note in the left hand and a chord in the right hand. We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And if they're very confident, you might could even have them break it apart and do inversions and they want to do inversions, they totally can. It's basically you do it with whatever your student needs or is able to do. For your more advanced students, even further up, do a simple left-hand pattern. So one of my favorites is if you take the root and the 5th and then go back to the root. This would be a good one for Away in a Manger. Away in a manger. You can also use this type of pattern, but instead of breaking it up, block it. All right, so Joy to the World would work really well for this one. Joy to the world, the Lord is come, let earth receive her King. And they could just use their ear to kind of fill in as needed. There are so many more patterns that you can play around with doing if you just want to do the root and the 5th. For like Jingle Bells. Different rhythms. This will be very fun to experiment with those students. And then for those who are super confident, have them pick out the melody note. They have the starting melody note under the composer for every single one of these pieces. So Jingle Bells starts on E. I just plain block chords. And if they want to throw in a pattern, they can totally do that too. so on and so forth. And I'll give you one more pattern before I finish up. It's very similar to the root, fifth, root, but then you walk it up to hit second of the chord, and then the third. This one's really pretty with away in a manger. I hope you found some really fun ideas that you'll take and use with your students this season. If you don't mind, give us a follow, give us a like, and if you want to read the blog post, get the free download, you'll find all of that in the description below.